Hey everyone, how are you all doing out there? I hope you all are doing amazing. I hope all of your finances are going well, bills are not stressing you out, kids are not stressing you out, spouses are not stressing you out, significant others are not stressing you out. I hope you all are doing well. So this video is going to be about people over 40 and their retirement savings, because I had an overwhelmingly response about concerns concerning retirement savings and just being able to live comfortably after. A lot of people are talking like 55. So let's get into it. So today we're going to go over, for some reason, every time I research something, Forbes comes up and they seem to have a pretty good stance and information about the things that I research. So let's get into it. This article, again, is from Forbes.com. And as always, I'll place a link to this article in the description box of this video. Okay, so Forbes says, in a recent nationwide survey of working age Americans, 79% agree that the nation faces a retirement savings crisis, up from 67% in 2020. Now, this article came out, I believe, in April of this year. So this is just a few months ago. And more than half of Americans, 55%, are concerned that they cannot achieve financial security in retirement. More than half. And I can tell from the comment section from the other video, definitely more than half. From the comment section, more like 80%. Okay, so it says, but is this worry about retirement savings warranted? Absolutely. After all, people worry about many things, and some worries are not necessarily justified. For example, up to 40% of Americans say they're worried about flying. Okay, we're not going to get into that. Next thing is, when it comes to retirement, the data indicate that Americans' worries indeed are justified. Okay? The reality is that retirement security is out of reach for far too many Americans. Most Americans, particularly middle-class workers, which I think is like so many of us, even things that used to be considered upper middle class is no longer. The wealth gap has gotten wider, and middle class has become almost non-existent, because a lot of people have to work 2 and 3. Most people I know have at least 3 sources of income coming in their house in order to live comfortably, just comfortably. Okay, so when it comes to retirement, the data indicate that Americans' worries indeed are justified. The reality is that retirement security is out of reach for far too many Americans. Most Americans, particularly middle-class workers, are falling far short when it comes to saving enough money for a financially secure retirement. According to the National Retirement Risk Index, half of U.S. households will not be able to maintain their standard of living when they retire, even if they were to work until age 65. I cannot imagine having to work a full-time job continuously, even after all the years I've done, for another 25 years. 20 to 25 years. I could not imagine having to do that. Can you guys who are close to 40 or over 40, can you imagine that? Really think about that. A full-time job for the next 20 to 25 years, barely any vacation time, barely making your bills. Anyway, I digress. According to the National Retirement Risk Index, half of U.S. households, so we already went over that part. So this is what I want to jump into here. When I first researched this, I saw so many articles and posts about, just max out your 401k. Put in more in your savings. Okay, duh. Who would not know that that's the next step to do if you're worried about retirement? But this is the problem. This is the thing that a lot of these articles and things are not addressing. And that is, most of us barely have enough money to cover a small emergency expense. Like if something goes out with your car, if you have a medical bill that comes up. A lot of us do not have money in savings for that. So here's the thing, when you say that, this is what people say. They say, well, go on vacation less. Okay. For most of us, that means go on vacation never. Spend less money. Okay. We can all do that. But at some point, the income needs to go up in order to take care of everyday expenses and to be able to put something aside for retirement. And a lot of us are already working. Most of us have like 2 incomes coming in the house. And I mean, most of us, as far as even single people. My mom, she was a single parent and she had to work 2 jobs because she had to cover what another spouse or another partner was not able to cover. For people who are married, yes, you have 2 incomes, but you also have 2 people's bills. Okay. A lot of people don't consider that. So I know even people who are married, there's at least another third source of income. There's a spouse or somebody that is bringing in a third source of income. May it be a part-time job, a part-time gig, what have you. But most of us are barely able to pay our bills and have something left over for emergencies. So to say, oh, just maximize your retirement savings, or just put in more than what you've been putting in before, a lot of us are finding it more and more difficult to even dream of something like that. So this is a major concern and it really needs to be addressed. I know this is an election year. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is a major concern for a lot of people. And I think the best thing we could do is consider what we can do to bring in the little extra income without stressing ourselves out to the point where you cause a medical condition for yourself. You get so stressed, you get sick, and now you got to pay a medical bill. You know what I mean? Like if you're working more hours, a lot of times we don't have time to exercise, go to the gym as much because we're working so many hours. We end up eating poorly because we're stressed and we're just stress eating, or we're doing like stress responses. Y'all, this is a real problem, and I don't think it's been taken into consideration because we have a large aging population currently, and we will continue. That aging population is going to become even larger in the years to come. Those of us who are over 40, we got 20 years. That's not a long time. And with inflation and the cost of things going up, the idea of saving more money is like kind of ridiculous. It seems very ridiculous. So anyway, y'all drop down in the comments, provide some advice, some ideas on the things that some of us can try to take advantage of to try to at least alleviate some of this pain that we possibly are going to experience further down the road. All right, y'all, that's all for me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.